Okay, let's just dive right into this explainer because there is a massive, profound existential crisis quietly shaking the very foundation of modern knowledge work right now. We hear a lot about AI taking jobs or making us infinitely more productive, right? But there's this deeper, much more emotional layer to this whole technological shift that we almost never talk about. So, based on this really compelling TEDx talk by AI expert Rainer Stropek, we're going to unpack the psychological toll of automation. It's this weird feeling creeping into home offices and corporate spaces all over the world, literally leaving highly skilled professionals questioning their core value. Like, what actually happens when the tools we built start doing the exact things we love to do?
And look, Rainer Stropek isn't some tech pessimist. Actually, he's an AI expert. He literally spends his days helping developers integrate these incredibly powerful systems into their workflows. But one evening, he was sitting at his desk, painstakingly creating these small coding exercises for the students he mentors. And he was struck by this paralyzing thought. Wait, isn't AI making all these things completely meaningless? He wasn't just reading hot takes online. He was watching it happen right inside his own code editor. He was seeing entire functions generated from just a few sentences. Talk about the ultimate irony, right? Building the exact tools that end up giving you an existential crisis. To really wrap our heads around this modern panic, we kind of have to rewind the clock back to 1987. For Rayner, and honestly a lot of folks like him, it all started with a Commodore C128. Now, to put that into perspective, by today's standards, that machine had about the computing power of a toaster. Seriously. No memory, zero internet, but man, it changed lives. Back then, a teenager would spend hours, literally hours, typing code line by line out of computer magazines. And if you miss one tiny character, the whole thing just crashed. But when it actually worked, when those simple little patterns finally popped up on the screen, it felt like absolute magic. Programming wasn't just tech, it was like making music. You were translating this abstract idea in your head into reality. But tracing that timeline from 1987 to today and looking ahead to 2026, we see this massive seismic shift from that manual keystroke magic to an era where the machine just does the typing for you. So, what was that magic? Well, it definitely wasn't about efficiency. Psychologists actually have a word for it: self-efficacy. It's this incredibly empowering feeling that your ideas can actually change reality. It's that thrill you get when you take a fuzzy thought from your brain and physically manifest it into something real and usable in the world. When you wrote software back then and it executed perfectly, you felt this huge sense of agency. The struggle, the friction of the process, that's what made the results so incredibly satisfying. And honestly, this is exactly why the current AI revolution feels so jarring for seasoned pros. It's not just that the tech is faster, it's that it fundamentally changes how we experience that rush of self-efficacy. To really grasp the emotional weight of this, let's use an analogy. Imagine a carpenter who just absolutely loves working with wood. They love the smell of his shop, the resistance of the timber, the tactile feeling of shaping something with their own two hands. Now, imagine someone drops off a relentless robot that can build the exact same table, but it does it flawlessly, super fast, and without ever taking a coffee break. Sure, the carpenter could learn to program the robot, but something huge would be missing. The carpenter doesn't mourn the final table, right? They mourn the loss of the process. They grieve the loss of actually shaping the wood. And that brings us to a really massive realization. When we see professionals pushing back against AI or getting that pit in their stomach when a tool automates their daily tasks, the emotion they're feeling isn't actually just a fear of becoming obsolete. It's not just fear of technology. It is grief. It's a profound grief over losing the tactile joy of their craft. Think about it. People who chose a career simply because they loved the mental puzzle of building things. Whether that's writing precise code or carefully structuring a legal argument, they're watching a machine take over the fun part of their job. Recognizing this as actual grief, rather than just stubborn resistance, is absolutely crucial for figuring out how we navigate this new landscape. So naturally, this grief forces us to ask a really difficult, kind of identity-shattering question. If the machine does this part better than I do, what on earth is left for me? Because when you've tied your entire professional identity to mastering these specific mechanical skills, and suddenly an AI can just instantly spin up entire features from a casual chat, well, your foundation just sort of crumbles. And if you're a teacher, like Rainer, it brings up an even scarier question. What exactly are you preparing your students for? Are you training them for a craft that won't even exist in the same way by the time they graduate? This right here is the absolute core of the existential crisis. But there is a way out of this, and the solution really lies in reframing our identity. Think about it. Historically, programming languages were always just an abstraction layer, right? They existed just to free people from having to think about raw machine code and memory addresses. So if we realize that AI is simply a new, vastly more powerful abstraction layer, it changes everything. It elevates you. You aren't just a coder whose worth is tied to memorizing syntax. You are a developer. And a true developer is someone who is in love with building mental models, shaping ideas, and turning vague thoughts into reality. The code was always just a tool to get there. AI doesn't shrink your role. It actually expands it, letting you tackle much bigger, more ambitious ideas, because that mechanical friction is completely gone.
And here's the thing, programmers were simply the first to face this. They were the ultimate canary in the coal mine, mainly because programming was the first profession where AI got good enough to directly challenge what made those workers feel valuable. But today, the coal mine is everywhere. It's spread like wildfire. Whether you're a designer, a writer, a translator, a lawyer, an accountant, an architect, or even a doctor, you are probably asking yourself the exact same questions. AI isn't just writing code anymore. It's drafting complex legal contracts, generating stunning images, analyzing X-rays, formatting audits, the whole shebang. This crisis of value is literally challenging every single knowledge worker out there.
So, regardless of what industry you're in, we're seeing professionals move through 4 very distinct emotional steps. First up, there's denial. Oh, AI can't do that. My job is way too complex. Then comes fear. Wait, maybe it actually can. That quickly pivots into grief. But I love doing that part of my job. And finally, the most crucial step, redefinition. This is where we have to pause and ask ourselves, okay, what was I actually in love with? You've got to strip away the mechanics of your daily tasks and figure out how to keep doing the part you genuinely loved, even if the tools you're using have completely changed. To successfully pull off that redefinition, the answer definitely isn't to fight the tool. It's to find the layer above it. Now, this requires a pretty uncomfortable shift in perspective. For instance, a designer has to realize they aren't just a pixel pusher. They are a visual thinker. A writer isn't just someone who strings words together, they're a storyteller. And a doctor? Not just a diagnosis machine, but a healer who uniquely understands human context, fear, and hope. Every single profession is going to have to find its own version of this. You have to locate that essential layer of your work that sits right above the automated mechanics. Now, you might be wondering, does this mean learning the manual craft is totally useless? No, not at all. I mean, we still run, cycle, and sail sailboats, even though we have incredibly fast engines, right? Pure efficiency was never the only point. The experience matters. Learning to code, or really any manual skill, teaches you precision, logic, and patience. Plus, we're probably going to start valuing things simply because they are handcrafted with human intentionality. And practically speaking, AI still messes up. Closing that final gap, those last few percentage points between almost correct and actually correct, is incredibly expensive and valuable. Human expertise is absolutely vital to debug and verify that final 1%. So here is the absolute crucial realization we have to make. The new programming language is clarity. For years, the major bottleneck in creating value was your ability to translate your ideas into specific, rigid syntax. Well, that bottleneck, it's gone. Today, natural human language is your programming interface. So the new bottleneck is simply your own clarity of thought. The ability to clearly communicate your intent is literally the new required superpower. Whether you're prompting an image generator, delegating to AI agents, or building software, your success depends 100% on how clearly you can articulate your vision to the machine. And this means the skills required for 2026 and beyond demand immense agency and clarity. Can you accurately describe what you want? Can you provide the right examples? Can you effectively set constraints for the AI? And maybe most importantly, can you explain what good actually looks like and test whether the AI's result matches your original intent? Taking a fuzzy, abstract idea and turning it into a highly precise specification used to be this incredibly specialized skill, but now it's quickly becoming a universal requirement for almost every professional on the planet. Which brings us to a final, pretty provocative thought to wrap up this explainer. As AI continues this relentless march, stripping away the mechanical, repetitive layers of our daily tasks, we are all left facing one singular challenge. So take a second and really think about this. What is the true essence of what you do? What is the irreplaceable, deeply human core of your profession that a machine not only can't do, but absolutely shouldn't touch? Because finding the answer to that specific question is exactly how we move past the grief of automation. It's how we redefine our professional identities, and ultimately how we reclaim our self-efficacy in a world we now share with AI. Take some time today to figure out your essence, because for sure, that is your truest advantage moving forward.